G'day everyone and welcome back to another shell finding adventure. We're up the coast from Hervey Bay today at our favourite sea urchin beach. Maybe we'll find some sea urchins today. But for now we're going to start off with this cool shell combination. I have for myself a Hercules club whelk on one side and some kind of oyster on the other side. This is not an uncommon or this is not a rare combination. These do wash up here from time to time. Anyway, the tide is going out. It's going to be a lovely morning, so let's see what else we can find. There are a lot of these cockle shells on the beach. I think I would just call them a mud ark. That's not the one that caught my eye though. The one I want is this guy. Yeah, he's nice and joined. Usually if I wasn't doing anything for YouTube, I would just call this a pippy shell. But specifically, this should be a Pacific bean clam. Oh, yep, there we go. The first sea urchin today. Oh, he's already got bugs in him. Guys, when the sea urchins have washed up like this, they've kind of dried out, they've started losing their spines and they're not moving. I'm guessing they're okay to take. Anyway, this is a short-spined sea urchin is what I decided these ones were. They've got different coloured spines, even though they're the same species. Some will have red spines, white spines, green spines. This one does have lovely purple spines. This one, if he's not all gross inside, is actually a very fresh version of all of these cockles here. It's still got his periostracum on him. Oh my goodness, he's got like seaweed growing on him. Oh, he just falls apart. There we go. Oh my goodness. I have one whole shell here connected by seaweed. The reason why there are so many sea urchins on this beach is because seagrass grows wild just off of the mud flats, and that's what sea urchins eat. So the seagrass apparently grows everywhere, even on the side of these cockle shells. Oh, that's cool. It is a nice piece of coral. I was trying to get some of the sand out of it, but it looks like it's stuck in there. So once again, when I said that there was seagrass out off the mud flats, there's also a reef out off the mud flats. There's a lot going on off of the mud flats. Anyway, I might collect up a few pieces. Not sure how much of it will come home, but yeah, it's definitely nice to enjoy. There's always a lot of bivalves at this beach. Yeah, might collect this one. He's nice and blue on the join, so it's a very fresh one. It is a type of surf clam. I'm never actually very sure which surf clam. I think I've been calling it the antiquated surf clam. That's probably wrong. But anyway, yeah, very nice to have fresh joined ones. They can get very old looking very quickly on beaches like this. Ooh, I was about to try my luck walking the other way, just because the other way goes to the mangroves, and you know, while I might not reach it, the mangroves are always kind of like fun to walk towards. Anyway, I have for myself a beautiful red flat half of a commercial scallop, and just as I was bending down, I noticed this guy as well. Yeah, he's actually very thin. These shells usually grow thicker here. It is an Australian jingle with a lovely golden colour. This one kind of has a nice colour. Is it whole? Yeah, it looks like it's all whole around the edge. There we go. These guys are semi-common around here, I want to say. It is just an orange cockle shell. They kind of fade to be a nice pink colour like this after a while. Oh, lucky, look at him. Oh, he is all whole on the lip there too. It is a little zebra volute. It's not the first time that I found an all-white one from here. I have found one other all-white one. I don't know if it's an albino one. I don't think it is. This one feels very worn away. Or it could be one that just didn't have stripes. I bought one like that from the Yeppoon Shell Show a couple of weeks ago that just didn't have stripes. So some zebra volutes are like that. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit. It's a very nice little gastropod on a beach that mostly just has a lot of cockles and arc shells. Another green urchin. I mean, they're all green from here. This one looks nice because it's like, yeah, he's all de-spined and clean. That doesn't happen very often because they're always very, very fresh from here. I'll have to work on getting some of that sand out. But yeah, super lovely, clean sea urchin. I don't even need to, honestly, I don't really have a good way to clean sea urchins. I just leave them outside for a couple of weeks. Well, I got the sand out. Until nature does its work. The spines just kind of like drop off naturally when you leave them outside for a few weeks in the shade. Ooh, this one's a pretty little guy. If I recall, I did actually collect quite a few of these the last time I was here. Some months ago. I forget when the last time was. Oh, it's very, very lovely yellowy orange on the underside. This one is a two-toned cardita shell. Hopefully I can find a few more to slip into my bucket today as well. Oh, look at him. My goodness. I mean, I have terrific luck finding these beautiful, swollen, wide-mouthed top shells from here. This guy is especially spiky. Like, usually they're I mean, they're just not that spiky. They're either worn away or they just don't grow their spikes that impressively. Anyway, there's some very nice colour on this guy. I'm not sure if I'm going to find any more today, but if I'm going to, it's definitely going to be at this beach. Oh, I actually did forget about this. Oh, he's kind of like lumpy bumpy in like a weird way. He's not quite like a perfect circle on some of those corners. Anyway, the thing I forgot about is that these guys are not always green. Sometimes they do have like bits of purple through them or bits of white. Anyway, it's just another short spine sea urchin, but very cool to find ones with a bit of colour variation in them. Oh, yes. It looks like it's got a bit of a funny shape. Yeah? Oh no, it's not too funny. It looks like it's all the right shape. I guess the sand was just covering it to make it look less flanged out on the sides than what I'm used to. I believe it is another flat side of a commercial scallop. Lovely red colour. Actually, I didn't quite say it before, but they're all a really nice red colour unless they're super discoloured or something. Do I want you? Maybe. Yeah, it's just a oyster of some kind, an oyster. I've been calling these guys leafy oysters, but I never know if that's right or not. So yep, some kind of oyster. Oh, wow, that is a very, very orange zebra volute. I mean, yeah, super faded and whatnot. But yes, the second zebra volute today. If I can, get a bit of moisture on it, you should be able to see it kind of underneath that white calcification. Yeah, that would be a bit closer to its true colours. Yeah, it's leaking on me. That helps. There we go. So that is the colour that it will show if I put a bit of mineral oil on it at home, which I definitely will because it's a nice large size. So yeah, you can get lovely orange zebra volutes from up near Hervey Bay, and sometimes a super white one as well. There we go. Half spiked. Yeah, still some spikes on the top, but gloriously clean on the inside, which is really all that matters. In case you were wondering, yes, these spikes are sharp, and yes, they can leave little splinters in your fingers. So be very careful when you pick them up, because the splinters like to fester from these guys. They're not great to have in your body. I have just spotted a new shell for me. What are you? Look at the fancy patterns on this guy. Yes, it is joined. Oh gosh, what is it? I just want to say that it's maybe a fingernail clam. I think some of them can get a fancy shape like this. I'm not sure. It is just really, really cool. I haven't seen that one before. Oh, this one has the operculum in it. See that shiny brown thing in the opening of the shell? That is the snail's operculum, which means that the snail is still inside. Whether he is alive or not is anyone's guess. That means I will put it back into the water in any case. It is a sorted moon snail. I usually find a bunch of these at Hervey Bay. I don't find terribly many nice ones here. But yeah, it's nice to know that they are around. And yes, we'll put them back into the receding tide. Oh yes, once again, absolute perfection right here. Oh, they feel so nice without any of the spines on them. It's a very satisfying, lumpy, bumpy feeling. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like ASMR, but for your fingers. Ooh, okay, nice joined bivalve. Once again, finding lots of joined guys here. This guy is an elongate mussel. They wash up here from time to time. I've really only ever found them from this beach. I typically don't have this much luck. Oh my goodness, he's got grass on the back of him. I typically don't have this much luck with flat sides of commercial scallops, but here we go. This is like the third nice one today. He's got some lovely yellow on him this time. It's like everything's got the seagrass growing on it today. There we go, picked it off. It's got a big rock on it, so it must have stuck itself to the side of a rock somewhere. This one is a beautiful jewel box with some nice little frills on the side of him. There we go. That is the first one of these today. Always a highlight from the Burham Heads trip. That is the name of the beach where I'm at. It is a lovely joined propeller arc shell. Lots of lovely joined shells at this beach. This guy even has a bit of his brown periostracum still stuck onto him. Oh, that is a very pretty color. Also, it looks kind of like a weird shape. Ooh, he's nice on top, got lots of patterns, and yeah, that's why it has a weird shape right there. It must have had damage at some point that the molluscan side kept growing around. Anyway, it is another lovely flat half of a commercial scallop. I've never had this much luck with them here. Another joined propeller arc shell. Oh, don't drop it. The join feels solid, but it can come apart with just a little bit of pressure. Anyway, this one's got some nice brown periostracum periostracum on it as well. The periostracum actually helps shells to grow themselves, so yeah, it just kind of stays on there and protects the shell afterwards. So it's nice seeing them with a bit on there because it means that they're an extra fresh shell. I have not found one of these in ages. Oh, it looks nice on the back. I was kind of looking at the front and I thought, oh, it looks a bit old on the front. But yeah, it looks pretty good on the back. This one is a hammer oyster. I think there are two types of hammer oysters, a black hammer oyster and a white hammer oyster. If I'm right about that, it is obviously a white hammer oyster. It's another lovely two-toned cardita shell. This one is not beautiful and yellow on the inside, but I think it looks a bit better on the outside than the first one did. Oh, he's nice and whole, everyone. Oh my good golly goodness, that might actually legitimately be the best coloured Baler shell, like for colour and size, that I've ever collected. Earlier on the walk, I did pick up, or I didn't keep it, I picked up to look at a very old Baler shell that I just left behind because it was way too old. I obviously have higher standards. Look at the nice yellow on this guy. Look at the pretty red. Look at his lovely spikes. Also, here's see that gap right there where my fingernail is going up and down? That seems like a more elongated gap than it should have, I think. I don't know, it just looks a bit odd to me. Anyway, that might be the find of the day. Oh, that is impressive. That is a cluster of barnacles. Obviously the thing that I want to know is are all the barnacles empty? I might have to rinse that out. Oh no, they're not all empty. See that one right there? This one's empty. There's nothing inside of it. This one still has a creature in it, or the remnants of a creature. Same with the one next to it. It looks like there's a creature still inside of it. They could be deceased, or they could still be alive, but in any case, they will start to stink if I take it. Very, very cool little barnacle cluster, but not one that will be coming with me. Actually, I might put it out in the water somewhere. And I nearly totally disregarded that, but yes, I would like to take another joined propeller arc with me. Oh yeah, wow. Actually, a lot of them that had the sand on them are still with creature inside. So yeah, definitely happy that I did not decide to take that one. It can stay in the water. You know, I think this is the first scaly scallop I've seen today. They are not that common at this beach, although they're much more common, like another 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive down the coast towards Hervey Bay. Anyway, yeah, it's just a lovely scaly scallop with a great black colour. Yes, I am trying to show you guys the nice, not gross sea urchins today. Anyway, it is yet another lovely short-spined urchin that has been cleaned by nature. Ooh, it's a little bit smaller, but it is, oh, it's nice on the back. It is yet another hammer oyster. Yeah, because they kind of look a bit like a hammer or a pickaxe. They should be called a pickaxe oyster, but anyway. It is yet another Hercules club whelk with oyster attached to it. I don't actually know how or why this happens, but other than the one I picked up at the beginning, I've seen probably about 3 or 4 more like this. So yeah, very common combination. I just started to pull this one out to sneaky stick it in my bucket, only to find that it was a bit bigger than I originally thought, so I thought I would show it off. There we go. It is almost a mature half of a hammer oyster. They can obviously have 2 halves because it is a bivalve. Yeah, maybe I'll find a joined one today. Ooh, I usually pick up these more at the Hervey Bay beaches. Can I get off that bit of incrustation? No, not right now. It is a blackish margarite or margarite. I'm not really sure how stressed that G sound is. Anyway, it's just a lovely little top shell that I like to collect. Ooh, that might be the first nice sorted moon snail today. Yeah, it's different than the live one I picked up earlier. It's a nice maroon colour. Anyway, we are going to search the high rack line now. We didn't quite get to the mangroves, but yeah, there's still a lot to look through. Oh, the shine caught my eye before I stepped on it. That was my shoe print. Are you whole? Oh, he is whole. Look at that. Okay, so here's a very, very nice, shiny, grey-green coloured bladder moon snail. I usually go to the Hervey Bay beach to get, some absolutely spectacular bladder moon snails, but they do wash up here as well. And another one on the high and dry rack line. Yes, there we go. A little bit out of his lip right there, but he's still a good shiny one. It is yet another bladder moon snail. This dry rack line has probably been up here for, oh, God, blah, blah. That tricked me. Are you joined? Oh, I think it is. Yeah, it is a joined one. There we go. It is a pen shell. I always forget which pen shell. I think it might be the Oh, it's something like the comb-toothed pen shell or something because it's got all those like little barbs on the spine of it right there. Another sorted moon snail, a little bit faded. I'm actually surprised that I'm seeing, some nice moon snails today. This beach isn't really one that I would say would be good for them. And of course, yet another sea urchin. There are still plenty of urchins on the rack line, but I am actually being quite picky now because if I look hard enough, I can just find these ones that are already clean and despined. So really, I'm only picking up these ones now. Yes! A second one today. Here we go. Yeah, so this is how I expected the first one to be. A whole lot less spiky. It is another swollen, wide-mouthed top shell. And I always get excited to find these because they're a bit of a rare one. So when I'm down at Hervey Bay, I might find like one of these every 2, 3, 4, 5 trips. But I usually find at least 2 or 3 of them every trip from this beach. Are you whole? Ooh, it is whole. The second I said I was finding more moon snails, I just stopped finding nice shiny moon snails. This one is a bladder moon snail, but it's not the grey-green variety with the white back. It's a nice cream-coloured one. I just noticed the spots on him as I was walking past, so yeah, really almost walked past it. It is a Haynes turban. Again, not one I usually see from here. It's usually down another 10-15 minutes on the Hervey Bay beaches, but I won't say no to that. I rarely see ones with such a dark colouring on them. Aww. There has been some gross stuff on the rack line. There's just mushy stuff. What is this mushy stuff? I don't know, but I kind of just want the Murex. Give me the Murex. There we go. He's actually very frilly. He's got an extra layer of frills right there. I believe this one is a scary Murex. Maybe a bit old, but kind of fun. This guy is a different kind of coral than what I usually find here. I don't know the name of really any coral, but yeah, I've just been calling this one the brittle coral because it is quite brittle. But yeah, it's another one that's really great to admire for a while. Well, I was just walking over to admire this very, very well put together cubby house. I would have loved this as a kid. As I got closer, isn't that a big Baler shell? I'm not going to steal it because obviously this belongs to someone, but I would like to look at the big Baler shell that someone has found and is using as a toy. Ooh, my goodness, what a heckin'... Oh, don't fall over. What a heckin' chonk. Wow, it's got some good heft to it too. A bit old on the top, obviously sun-bleached, but got its lovely spikes, got a couple of oysters. If I had to guess, that's almost... half a kilo, 1 pound. It's a big shell. Oh my goodness. Anyway, definitely putting him back into the cubby hole, the tree house. I don't know what you call it. Oh, there we go. I've already got my Baler for today. So here are the shell finds for today. And if you've enjoyed them, please hit that like button for me and subscribe if you want to see more shelling adventures. My goodness, everyone, there was a lot of variety, wasn't there? And of course, it is time to talk about a favourite now, so if you do have a favourite as well, please let me know down in the comments. I found a lot of sea urchins, of course. These ones still have the spines, but I was a bit picky. I just made sure to kind of only take the ones that were cleaned by nature when I could. I, of course, also found some lovely big coral, some nice hammer oysters, which was a very, very nice surprise because I think I found 1 or 2 very small ones here, but nothing so large and, as beautiful as these ones. Sure, they look old on the other side, but I can appreciate them for their undersides. I found some propeller arc shells. I found some moon snails, not many. Of course, I found some volutes. Oh my good golly goodness, and some clams as well. But as for my favorites, oh, you know what? Yeah, special mentions first. I do want to give a special mention to this lovely little fingernail clam. I think that's what it is. Or like a razor clam is maybe another word for it. It's just got some lovely patterns in it, and I've never found it before. So yeah, super cool little shell. I might also give a special mention to this beautiful zebra volute. I did a little hack on this. I put some of my sunscreen on it so I could just admire its color a little bit easier. And the same with the swollen, wide-mouthed top shell. Super spiky if we compare him to the second one I found. There we go. It is a lot less spiky, but it doesn't necessarily look more beach-worn. It's just that this one just grew extra spiky. But you know, the favourite now, because moving right along to the favourite, it's going to be this one. The one that I said was probably going to be the find of the day. Just super happy to have that because it's just a very, very pretty shell, isn't it? Got that lovely yellow, got that lovely reddish brown, got those lovely spikes. I think it's like... It just looks a bit weird there to me. I think it's more elongate than it possibly needed to be. Anyway, I'll just have to compare it with some of my other larger volutes at home. And yes, of course, the lip is a little bit jagged, but I think I'll Dremel that away to file it down to a nice smooth curve when I get home as well. Baler shell. I meant to say Baler shell. They are a type of volute. They're sometimes called a diadem volutes. That's why I misspoke just then. But anyway, that's it for this time, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.